The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Do you have heart disease? Now, I'm no doctor, but I suggest we do a stress test on this week's episode of Liberty at Home. Hey there, neighbor. It's me, Adam Riveiro, the pastor of Liberty Baptist Church and also the host of Liberty at Home, your weekly 5-minute or so dose of biblical encouragement here on ECAT. And speaking of ECAT, we're broadcasting, as always, from Easton, Massachusetts, home of Simpson Spring, the oldest continually used bottling plant in the country. Take that, Poland Springs. On today's episode of Liberty at Home, we're going to read several different verses in Proverbs chapter 28. I think you'll see a theme as we read, so let's start with verse number 14. Happy is the man that feareth always, but he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief. And then drop down to verse number 25 where it says this, He that is of a proud heart stirreth up strife, but he that putteth his trust in the Lord shall be made fat. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. I remember the day vividly. It was a busy Sunday morning in 2015. It was on this day, while I was preaching, I was sure I was about to have a heart attack. Now, you see, heart disease runs rampant in our family, and my dad had a heart attack when he was in his late 30s. So, what did I do? Well, I did what any self-respecting pastor would do. I finished the sermon. Now, after I was done, I quietly told my wife, I need to go to the ER. So, listen, I'm not a doctor, nor am I qualified to offer medical advice. In fact, Adam Carrero, could you run that disclaimer at the bottom for me? Perfect, thank you. I would, however, say this. One of the only ways I was able to find out that my heart was actually okay was by doing a stress test. And you know what I mean by stress test, right? It's a jog on a treadmill with a dozen wires attached to the body. This test reveals the nature of the heart and its functions. By the way, quick side note here, I didn't actually end up having a heart attack anyway, and I was fine. But really the only way I was sure of that was because of the stress test. Now, in today's text, King Solomon reveals a 3-part stress test when it comes to the heart. Now, not the physical heart, but a different kind of heart. This kind of heart is the spiritual and emotional core of a person, encompassing their thoughts, feelings, will, and moral character. I mean, you know what I mean when I say the heart, right? What are these 3 tests? Well, first, verse 14 says this, don't harden your heart. Don't allow yourself to be hardened to either the things of God or the needs of your fellow man. Verse 25 says, don't have a proud heart. This type of heart believes it's better than everyone else and can only cause strife and difficulties. Third, it says, don't trust your heart. Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 9 says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Listen, the heart is a wonderful thing in many ways, but when it is blindly trusted, a person can get themselves into all kinds of trouble. So this 3-part stress test tells us not to have a hard heart, a proud heart, or a heart that trusts in itself. Why is it so important to have a heart that's right with God? Well, let me remind you of another verse about the heart that we found all the way back in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. The issues of the heart deal with every area of our life, our family, our friends, our work, our play, our faith, and our personal growth, just to name a few. If you have a heart that's clogged by hardness, pride, or any other sin, you're setting yourself up for difficulty later on, like a heart attack that could strike at any unexpected moment, like when you're preaching, but it didn't. As I was saying, your most prized possession is your heart, so keep it with everything within your being. Well, time's up for today's episode, but before I go, I want to remind you, as always, that you're invited to join us at Liberty Baptist Church anytime. We meet every Sunday and Wednesday at 800 Washington Street, Route 138, here in Easton. You can call or text us at 508-565-8281, or you can visit us online at mylibertybaptist.org. Well, I'm Pastor Adam Riveiro, reminding you that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. See you next week here on ECAT for another episode of Liberty at Home.